There is something called time. What do you do with your time? It is so ironic that the very first gift that God gave to creation was time. And too many times we don't really take time seriously. Time is something that is a gift and a precious thing, but when we just waste our time, we've wasted one of the greatest gifts that God can give to us. There comes a time in which you have to take the time just for you. Sometimes we are so busy in life doing time that we never really take the time for time. Sometimes you just have to tell everything and everyone that I cannot allow to share my gift of time doing things that are frivolous or doing things that are unproductive. Sometimes just taking a walk, not merely for exercise, not merely to get your cardiovascular system up, but just take the time to enjoy the greatest gift of all, time. There is a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what you have planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather the stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to render and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. There's always something we can do with our time, but I ask you, what are you taking the time to do today? Have you just taken a moment, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just to enjoy time for you? The gift that was given to you? Time just to sit down at your breakfast table and just eat something that you enjoy time to eat. Or how about just taking time to enjoy the voice of people you haven't spoken to, or taking time to just enjoy the material things in which maybe you have gathered. Maybe just taking the time to read a book, write a poem, do some artwork. Take the time to just sit back and meditate about the good things in life instead of always the tragedies and the horrors of life. What have you been able to take the time to do right now? Time is something that sometimes we tend to throw away because we spend so much of our time giving it away to things that is not going to be productive within the time we have. We don't recognize that when God takes away the gift of time, We cannot get time back. We can't get that time that maybe we have lost a day ago, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, and for some of us, a decade ago. It appears that if you talk to older people, the older they are, they talk about how much time they have left on this earth, but how much time they've also wasted on this earth. They recognize the precious gift of time as they get older in time. But we have an opportunity today to reclaim our time, to reclaim the time that we have. Today, I ask you, what are you doing with your time? Take the time, for time, just for you in this time to reclaim time. This is the time to now sit back and ask yourself, what am I doing with the rest of my time? Don't look at the things that is happening today and say that you want your time back. This is the time to reclaim time for yourself. So today my message is simply this. May the peace and the blessings that time can give you be so precious in thy sight. You have a great time with time today.